I'm honestly struggling to watch personal development content nowadays because everyone is just giving the advice to others that they need the most for themselves. And yeah, that's true. We can only come up with advice that's ever at our level of consciousness. We can't come up with anything above, and a thing below won't be inspiring enough to others or won't be good enough advice that we can give them. And so we're stuck at saying what we believe that others can do. And that is very, very inspiring in many cases. That is very inspiring if we genuinely integrated this part of advice that we're trying to give. But I feel like so many influencers are just giving the advice that they are giving to themselves at the moment before they have integrated it, which makes it so shallow and gives it this tinted, attitude of saying it from above instead of from an equal place, because they're judging themselves for not having integrated this advice or philosophy or whatever yet, and so try to impose it onto you in an attempt to impose it onto themselves. And who knows, maybe I'm doing this myself right now, but I noticed that I also kind of am doing this as well. I tried really hard not to do it this way, and to make sure I only say stuff that I've genuinely integrated until then. But I'm also just starting to just share my experience in overcoming those things instead of saying what to do to overcome those. And those two things are very, very different. Saying what you're experiencing and how you're overcoming it is completely different from telling others how to overcome a certain thing. And that's why it creates so much compassion when someone is struggling with something that we have struggled with in the past, and where we simply tell them how we overcame that. Because that creates so much empathy with the other person. It shows, I know what you're going through. Like, we're similar in a way. And this is what I did. Instead of telling that person what to do, because I think that will just give them a feeling of being limited in their freedom and free will of overcoming the problem themselves, and instead of just doing what you tell them. So that makes the advice land so shallowly, is because we create this defense towards this advice that's being imposed onto us, instead of someone explaining it to us in this very equal way, and in this very compassionate, empathetic way. So I'm shifting my content. Now, this is probably my first YouTube video, but I'm shifting my content more towards being even more myself, instead of trying to be this best version of myself, but just being this raw. And it takes courage and practice to be able to be this raw on social media and in public, in my case. But I think that's what's most valuable. It's what's most valuable to me, because when filming these videos, the most valuable videos I'm filming is when I'm talking about something that I'm struggling with, and in the process of filming, am coming to new insights that help me resolve this or integrate it or whatever. And if I make a video where I talk about something where I think how we can overcome something or whatever, where I'm just basically speaking down to my audience, I feel less fulfilled, to be honest. And I'll definitely be trying to do more of that content, because the influencers I like to watch most, to be honest, are ones that aren't even much into personal development or anything, but just sharing their experience, just sharing their struggles. And even if it's not struggles that I have, I think it's interesting, and I think it's courageous for someone to be so authentic and raw online. And honestly, I aspire to be that way too, and to not have to show myself in the best light, show myself as the most wise and conscious person, because I'm not. That's simply said. I know a lot of stuff, yeah. I have a pretty good life, yeah, but I don't know all the solutions to everything, and I don't need to pretend like I do. I can show you my process in learning those things, show you my process of overcoming my struggles, and that will really inspire others. And that's what will really get me clients. Because I am dreaming of one day becoming some kind of, I don't know, social media coach, life coach, whatever, spiritual coach even. But I feel like I need to do those things first before I can genuinely attract someone as a client who will be inspired by the things that I have to say. Because in essence, if I want to get clients, it'll only be people who are resonating with who I am, not with what I have to say. Or if anything, with what I have to say in accordance with who I am. But as long as I'm trying to present myself in the most perfect and most wise way, that won't be a good depiction of who I am, and therefore won't attract anyone. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Cool.